Hi, it's Elaine from the Sewing Basket in Plymouth, Wisconsin, and right now I'm going to talk about hooping unhoopable objects. Sounds kind of funny, but there are certain things that are they just don't fit in your hoop, so you have to come up with a different way to do them. Simple things like if I have a shirt and I want to embroider on the cuff, I can't hoop that cuff. Or I have this little baby bib, and the bib has got a little curved hem down here at the bottom. It's a cute pattern. It's called the Ultimate Baby Bib. But say I wanted to do a little something down in this corner, and I wanted it to be close to the edge. I can't hoop that. So what do I do? How do I deal with that type of a project? There are a few different ways to do it. The kind of traditional way is to just hoop a plain tearaway stabilizer, put it in your hoop like you would any other project. Just hoop it, and then use a spray. And usually they talk about a 505 spray. It goes on sticky, and it will make the surface tacky that you can stick your cuff or your piece of your bib right to it. So the project actually is not hooped. It is stuck to the stabilizer in the hoop. 505 works for that. The other product that I like a lot is KK2000. KK2000 is a little bit different. In order to get 505 out, you have to wash the project. KK2000 comes off by ironing it. It comes off with the heat of the iron. So sometimes I'm using fabrics that I don't want to wash, like a silk or something that might get water spots on it, or might not, just a project I don't want to put in the wash. A lot of times things like crazy quilts, as I work along in those, I don't want it to be sticky, but KK2000 is great. I can just iron, or if you change your mind and want to put it somewhere else, you just take it off, iron your background surface, it's not sticky anymore, spray it in the new location. So that's what the difference between KK2000 and 505 spray. But that is going to spray in your hoop, make your hoop sticky, and then you're going to stick your project to it. The other option is sticky stabilizer. There are different types. There's either wash away or tear away sticky stabilizer. Again, same as other projects. Wash away means once you wash your project, it completely goes away. Tear away means there's going to be stabilizer on the back that you need to tear off. But with a sticky stabilizer, again, either wash away or tear away, means the top is sticky. And so the way that works is when it comes out, it's just paper on one side, shiny on the other side. And I'm going to open my hoop, and I'm going to push it in. And a sticky stabilizer is kind of like old-fashioned contact paper, but don't use contact paper. It doesn't work on your embroidery machine. I've got a pretty stiff piece here. So I'm going to push this in, get my hoop in place, and usually I crease it pretty good and then crank my hoop tight. And so what I have now is my sticky stabilizer is hooped. It's not sticky yet. I've got shiny side up, and what I'm going to do is just take a pin and I'm going to score the paper. Don't push so hard you tear through everything, but I scored an X, and then I'm going to just drag my pin kind of around the edge here. And then I can use the tip of my pin to lift that up, and then I'm going to peel that stabilizer off of my hoop. It's easier to do when you're in the sewing room than when you're on camera. So I'm going to just go around, peel off all these pieces, and like old-fashioned contact paper, once you peel off the paper, it leaves the sticky part of the hoop. And so there I am. My hoop is now sticky, so if I want to do that cuff, I can just stick the cuff right to it. It holds it in place. I usually do a basting stitch, add a basting stitch to my design, keep everything from slipping, stitch, and I'm ready to go. So like those fancy men's dress shirts that have the initials or monogram on the cuff, you can do that with sticky stabilizer. The third way is a newer product from Designs in Machine Embroidery. They created what they call the sticky hoop. And when you get your package, it comes like this, and you get a hoop and a number of other things in the package. The hoop is just the bottom metal frame that slides onto your machine. Again, you need to order these by brand of machine. We stock the Brother ones. We can order other machine brands for you. You have the hoop, the packaging, then you have your rulers. There are 4 sticky rulers. They're longer than you need for this hoop, but you get the same size in every box. You find the center of your sticky tape measure, you stick it on the center of your hoop, and then trim off the edge. And then you put it around each side. So you need to be sure that the center of the mark of that ruler is in the center of your hoop. And it's just to help you line things up. So you'll get those, and then you get 25 sheets of sticky stabilizer, which is just like what I put in the last hoop, only these are cut to size for this hoop. So I'm going to just set this aside for a second. And again, it's easiest to get the paper off. If you're picking at the edge, it's hard to get it started, but if you just use a pin and score the paper, you can usually get it started pretty easily. And I'm going to just peel that top layer off. Of course, it tore on me. Sometimes they come off real smooth, sometimes not quite as smooth. And now I have my sticky, and guess what? It's just the same size as my hoop. And I can just lay it right down. And the sticky is now stuck to my hoop. So there's no hooping, there's no pushing it down in. It is ready to go. And I can take my little baby bib and decide, use my rulers on the side, decide wherever I want my marking. And I can put something right down in the corner of that curved bib, and I didn't have to hoop it. So sticky stabilizer is really a fun way to put some neat monograms, names, designs in places that are difficult to hoop. Things like scalloped edges, rounded corners. Even if you're doing shirts with a V-neck, sometimes you want the design a little closer to the neck hole and you can't get it hooped. Sticky stabilizer is your friend. Hope this was helpful for you. Thanks.